Well, let's make our way
Andy
out.
Bowman, I'm Josh's dad, and we're over at Blessed Sacrament. Peggy.
James Hackworthy.
Sue Cranley.
Hi, Jim.
Videotaping for
Hi,
Jim.
Deb Barry, Elliot's mom.
Michelle McGrath, Fletcher's mom.
Clark Anderson.
All right. I have an agenda to work through. Somebody have those copy stops somewhere?
Oh yeah, right here.
Oh, there we go.
Do you need this
So
one?
before I start, I should say Gerardo will be out momentarily. He's assisting and coaching this year again. Very fortunate to have him with us again this year, and he goes back to back for Tail and then with us. He never lacks energy though. That's good. That's solid. So the tournament schedule, just want to talk through that first. Everybody has a copy. I'm kind of old fashioned, so I make copies for folks if they want to put them on the fridge or give them to grandmas and grandpas, those kinds of things. It's 12 tournaments, which is quite a few. I look back at last year. We also played 12 tournaments last year. There's the 2 state tournaments at the end of the year with GNBL and Badgerland, and so those are 2 that we want to be in for sure. After that, it was a matter of how many more do we want to play. And looking at the way the weekends laid out with what was available, we really thought that this was a good balance and some time off, some breaks at the end as we go into the 2 state tournaments, and getting on the floor early and playing that first tournament December 3rd over in Mosquito. So we thought we had a good balance there. We do have some travel. I think there's 3. The Seymour, Oshkosh, Kimberly are about 2 hours away. Manitowoc, we really can't do anything about. That's the state tournament. So the 3 tournaments are kind of a hike. We think that'll be worth it in terms of the balance of competition that we want to see for this team. Really, the boys that played last year and the last couple of years, they really have a list of teams that they'd like to play this year. And so as we looked at the tournament schedule, it was a matter of where we're most likely to see some of those teams if we play well and get to meet them after the first or second round. We also looked at the other teams that most likely would be at these tournaments, and the level of competition is really match up well with the level of competition that'll be there. If we play just the local tournaments, we're going to see a lot of the same teams over and over, and it's a little more exciting to get out and play against some of the teams you're only going to see once or twice during the year.
Where's Badgerland?
The Badgerland is in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yep. And so that one,
Jim's not released yet.
spots haven't been
Okay.
announced for that one yet.
But there's
Everybody
some
know-
potential for a family.
I
Yeah.
saw the hotel, Sarah, that you
Yeah.
sent out the block of rooms. Is that really
Yes.
the only one that you look at for a stay, or are some of these like early morning starts where it makes sense to?
If we play, say we're at the
Oshkosh or, I mean,
Kimberly,
Seymour,
it depends.
Appleton
Kimberly,
area.
If we play at 8 a.m., we may want to go up ahead of time.
Right.
Last year we played at 10 and we went up in Morning Love and it worked out okay. Maybe some people went up early. But it was kind of played it by ear to see
There's some
what time
towns
we play
that
that first
looked
game.
at where they are. I don't know how far away yet.
Kimberly, Oshkosh, Seymour, and kind of Fox Valley.
Okay.
And so they're all about the same distance there. And again, Oshkosh would be another good example. If we play real early that morning, maybe we want to go up Friday night stay. All depends.
And don't know what weather is either.
No, that's the other challenge, is we don't know what weather is. Yeah. There's 5 tournaments that are about an hour away, so those are all pretty reasonable. Anytime we're going over toward, Pewaukee, Waukesha, that area, we're looking at about an hour. 2 of them will be local. We have the Sun Prairie tournament, and then the weekend that's to be determined on the schedule. We're really targeting the PDP tournament out at one of the SEAs, either Rome or Stoughton that weekend. That's a 2-day tournament, so it'll be 4-game guarantee. It'll be nice for a team of 11 to play in that one. You can get a lot of games locally and a nice balance there.
Where's GNBL?
GMBL is going to be in Manitowoc at Manitowoc weekend. So that's up there too.
In Manitowoc, where?
It's by Sheboygan.
Yeah. I think it's right on the lake, for the ships.
It's hard to get to because it's
It
like a
is.
little town, but,
I don't think there's like a direct way from town
Highway
that gets
10.
kinda-
Weather will be nice by
Yeah.
then, I'm sure.
Yes, it will.
Lake will be frozen.
Yeah.
like it was in La Crosse last year, when it was snowing, yeah.
So, just a couple factors playing into the tournaments. One was competition. Two was we have 11 players, so we really think that we could play quite a few tournaments and not wear out our legs too badly. Last year, again, we played 12 and it worked out pretty well. So thank you for your support, getting players to and from the tournaments. If you can't go for a weekend, we have plenty of minivans that are rolling in those directions, so it's never a problem to get kids there, albeit all of them. And I-
As we get closer to the games, this is our first year.
Yeah.
So we don't really know where we're playing,
Okay.
but I mean, send that out.
You bet. We'll send out a link to
Appreciate it.
those directions on TeamSnap. All right. Practice schedule and expectations. The schedule's out through January, or I said up until January 17th, 2017. After that, we'll have another schedule that gives us through the end of the year. Not sure where we'll be, if we'll be here or over at Hamilton or somewhere else, but it's out from now until the end of the year. A couple expectations, always make sure players have a ball, make sure they have a jersey, reversible. If it's not a reversible jersey, a white jersey with a dark shirt underneath so they can go either light or dark colors and do so quickly. Water, those are really the main things they have to bring each practice. Water helps because then they're not all waiting at the fountain for 5 minutes for everybody to get a drink. They just all drink at the same time. If your son's having a rough day or a rough week or something's going on at school or just a little down, a little pep talk before practice just in terms of, hey, we have 90 minutes regardless of what's going on over there or what else happened today. You got 90 minutes to focus now and have fun with your friends and just, you know, get a good workout in and learn about basketball. So just kind of helping kids get in that mindset before they get here is helpful. Team development, G and I will talk a lot about, Gerardo and I will talk a lot about attitude and effort, and those are the two things that we control, so we always try to bring it back to that. We get down after a play, down after a loss, down after a bad half, whatever it is, the thing we control coming back is attitude and effort, so how we respond to those things. As we prepare for a game, attitude and effort, you can't control anything else, but come with those two things squared away and we're gonna be in good shape. Also, we're going to talk this year, and we have been a lot about accountability and just supporting your teammates. What are your teammates depending on you to do in this game, in this situation? And if one person breaks down out of the 5, the impact that has on your team. So those are the things that some of the things that we'll be emphasizing coming back to. Player development piece, our practices are scheduled and designed so that Mondays and Wednesdays right now, we have team days, mostly 5-on-5 situations, offense and defense. And then on Tuesdays, it's all skill work, so we're working all ball handling and a lot of shooting on Tuesdays. So those are the structures of practice. Tuesdays, we won't be doing any 5-on-5 situations, scrimmage, that kind of thing. It will be strictly skill development on Tuesdays. We're looking for that team development balanced by individuals getting a lot better on their skills and working on things that they can do outside of our practices as well. Playing time with 11 players will be a challenge this year. We had 9 last year, and that was a challenge. So 11 will definitely be a challenge in terms of feeling like playing time there's a flow to the rotation, and kids that are working hard in practice are getting playing time and some action that they deserve in games. It won't be even. That's just not the way it happens at this level. So playing time will be looking at a balance between winning games and, like I said, giving kids an opportunity for working hard in practice and doing the things that they're supposed to do and contributing on the court. So it'll be earned through practice performance as well as game performance. One thing that worked well last year is coaching the idea of playing time in terms of the tournament that we're in versus the last game or the game that we just played. So maybe I didn't play as much in the game that we just played, but we're still here for this tournament. How much might I play for this tournament? I didn't play as much in the last game, but I played, half or 3/4 of the game before that. So thinking of playing time in terms of that frame is helpful at times for kids that when it's inconsistent in terms of how much we play. I think we're good at capitalizing on opportunities for players to play. In other words, when we have a lead or things are going well, we lead kids in, give them that opportunity. I think much more so than the teams that we played against, frankly, but a little biased. But we do capitalize on those opportunities. We're not a team that keeps the same 5 kids in there up by 15 points, and we just keep going and going. So that's the playing time things. Gerardo and I have talked a little bit about scheduling a couple of games throughout the year on Wednesday nights. Local games like the Bluebirds reached out to us, maybe a Verona or Monona Grove. And with 11 kids on the team, I think those would be good opportunities to treat for us more as a scrimmage type of situation where we platoon, we identify maybe some kids that haven't played in the last tournament as much and they play a lot more in those games, those kinds of situations. So we're cognizant of what that means to kids, how it works with families, and just want to play that as best we can as we go forward and give kids an opportunity. Any questions on that piece? Perfect, Gerardo. I just covered playing time.
I'm okay with it as long as my kid's in there the whole time. Is that what everybody said? As long as my kid plays 85%, we're good, coach.
All right. Sounds good. For the parents, and this is things that have been really successful for this group in the past, the parent group has been awesome in terms of kind of going by these agreements, so I just wanted to focus on them again. One is that focus on the team versus individual stats and how much did I score, especially those kinds of things. We're not seeing a lot of that, but just bringing it back always to those that focus on the team and how did we contribute on the team level. After games, especially acknowledging the contributions of all the players and supporting every player on the team, especially if the kid maybe had a little bit of a rough outing. You know, the small things, if you notice them, the assist or the box out especially, those kinds of things, to point those out to kids and reinforce what they did positively on the floor. You're certainly not always going to agree with Gerardo and I in terms of coaching. One thing that we do ask is not to question or put that out there in front of the players. That really undermines players' intent to succeed and buy into what we're doing. And so that's the one thing that in terms of disagreeing with us, that really want to stay positive in front of the players and help them buy into the overall philosophy and program. Refraining from criticizing officials, blaming officials. I always come back to, you know, it wasn't the last call that got us. How many free throws did we miss in the first half? How many times did we box out? You know, it should have never come down to a call in a game. It should never be that way. And so bringing that up with kids and modeling that is important. The limit coaching from the stands is really because we'll have certain plays where we want someone to shoot from a certain spot because we're set up to rebound against the zone, or we're not supposed to shoot from that spot because we're rotating it for a better shot to get underneath, but he's open. And so if we're yelling at, you know, hey, shoot that, it's like coaches are saying, no, we're rotating it here. So just in terms of coaching from the stands, that point especially is important. If you want to coach from the stands and yell box out, close out, those are all great things. You can do that over and over.
Ball pressure. I'll take no turnovers either.
No turnovers is good too.
All pressure.
Box out, close out, ball pressure. Those are things you can yell
Did you
out there.
email Pat?
I'm videotaping it, Sue. You can play it for him.
I didn't say that. Erase it.
Box out, close out, yeah, we'll get there. So, like I said, that's been a successful formula that our parents have followed for the last few years, and it's just been a positive experience, but it's worth going through every year. Some of the needs that we have, first of all, thank you, Sarah, for setting up Snap and running that. It's very helpful to get those reminders and get everything coming via Snap, so thank you for pitching in and doing that. We'd love someone that takes statistics at games and nothing very complicated, but a shot chart and a rebound tally would be awesome. If anybody's into that, has a not a laptop, iPad or anything that they'd use to do that, that would be outstanding. Last year, Hackey was gracious enough to film quite a few games, and Deb was gracious enough to host us for a film night, and that was great.
And the
So
boys
if,
loved it.
yeah, boys really like that, I think. So I think we should we should aim to do that again, especially early in the season. It's nice to point out some of the successes and some areas where we got to improve. So Hackey, if you're willing to pitch in on that from time
You
to
could
time.
use some
Or-
help,
Or
so
somebody,
maybe I'm
somebody
willing to help them.
rotate in and help them out too, that's
That gets to be a lot.
great, yeah.
4 games in a weekend.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's a
It's
lot.
it's good for parents who like to coach from the stands because you can't do it when you hold the camera. I should do it.
Everything on the tape.
I should do it.
Sarah started to step
Yeah.
up as our Manitowoc
Yeah.
travel coordinator.
Yep.
It's a big city with a lot of logistics to.
Yeah.
to get
It's a lot of hotels to
around.
choose from.
But that'll be, so she sent some information out there about bookings already, and as we get closer, we may know if we actually play in Manitowoc or somewhere
Yeah.
closer or farther.
Yep.
We really won't know until, I would imagine, late February, right in that time frame.
Yeah, and as we know, if we have 2-day tournaments or if we have early starts, I can also, one of the things that the reality of this thing is we usually don't get scheduled till Tuesday before the weekend. It's usually Monday or Tuesday before, then we know when we actually play. So at that point, we can make a group decision, like, we do that too. Is anybody gonna stay, not gonna stay? Drive down day of, and I'll help organize that.
Awesome.
Luckily, it doesn't look like many 2 days, except for the 2 tournaments. You walk me.
I can't
Yeah,
tell.
Milwaukee's only about 45
Yeah.
minutes, so that's a nice little time.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It'll be 2 days, I think 2 games each day, which is nice. So I was happy that we were able to get
Yep.
in that one for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I have in terms of agenda items. Really thank you for your support and making sure your kids are here each night for practice. It's really valuable that we're all here, especially early in the year as we're learning things. So thanks for making that a priority and bringing them each night, and also pitching in on the travel. I know this presents some challenges with the 3 long tournaments, but we really think it'll be worth it for the experience that the kids will have and the teams that they'll see and the exposure that they'll get to different types of play.
Yep.
Folks have any questions that I can help answer before we get into practice?
Mitch, do you want people to text you if their kid can't come?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. If your son can't make it because of illness or something came up in the family or whatever it is, just text me. That's going to be the easiest, or Gerardo and I together. That'd be the easiest way to do it.
I'll send out.
Rather than going through Team
Yeah, if you
Snap
can
and
send
replying to
Yep,
that.
I will.
There's
I'll
too
send
many,
the-
too many layers there.
Yep.
Just text me directly. I think
Yep.
everybody has my number. If not, I can give it to you now to write down.
Can you give it
It's
to
on
us
the
now?
schedule.
Because I
Yep.
lost one.
Number is 608 and then 206 2689.
I have it.
So I would host a film party if you guys want to tell me some dates and
Awesome.
figure it out.